Well, I just jumped out of the shower and I am in my cabin in the National Park in Mount Shasta. This is probably one of the most magical places I've ever been in, and I've had 2 days now of lessons. There's no other way of putting it. Spiritual lessons, perhaps. But at any rate, this is my room. Isn't it beautiful? And it is pitch black outside. It's so pretty here. Sun's going down. So I have a story to tell you. Just jumped out of the shower, and I thought before I go to bed, I want to record this because it's quite an interesting tale. Mount Shasta kind of is that kind of place. So I had a calling to come here, and I was going to do a workshop, which I'm starting in a couple of days for Stargate. And goes back actually 2 weeks ago. I was on the hills in Souk, and my brother owns a mountaintop in Souk, and there was so much negativity in that mountain. You know, he's got cancer, his wife has had 3 strokes, and when I was there, I was getting chest pains, and I just felt the mountain was like sick, and everyone else was as a result. The neighbors were, everyone. It was toxic. So I was on top of the mountain with my my adopted son, and I say adopted because he's like a family friend that I just kind of brought under my wing and said, come on, you're my kid too. And he was sitting with me, and we're both Métis, we're both Aboriginal. He's actually First Nations, I'm Métis. So he was feeling very dark energy on the mountain, as was I. And so we tried everything to let this energy go, and the more that we tried to let it go, the stronger the wind would come, to the point that it was like a gale force wind coming up on us on the top of the mountain. So I thought, what do I do, Lord? I literally said a prayer. What do I do to help this energy here? And immediately I had a vision of the people of Telos. And if you're not familiar with that, Google it. They are the people that are the ancient ones from Lemuria. When Atlantis and Lemuria submerged and went underwater, the people of Lemuria understood. They were very spiritual, not as technical. The people in Atlantis were very technologically advanced. People in Lemuria were more spiritually advanced. So they sensed danger was coming, and they went under the mountain and created a crystal city, supposedly, right? So anyways, I had an inkling, a knowingness that I needed to call out to them. But what was even more extraordinary was I was given this knowledge to go through the root system of the trees. I saw that in the mountains in Souk, I was surrounded by these beautiful pine trees. And then I thought about the pine trees in Mount Shasta, and I realized that the roots here in Souk were connected all the way across the land to Mount Shasta. And so I put out a clarion call for help through the trees. I literally sent my energy through the trees and into the ground, and I could feel like the network going all the way to Mount Shasta. And sure enough, within milliseconds, Adama or Adama, it feels more Adama, not Adama. It was like a light army came, and they were standing on the mountain in front of me. And one, a female, she went, I'm going over here, and she was really excited. And the other one was, I'm going over here. And they took positions in the mountains all the way around the valley. And Adama stood in front of me, facing the mountain, so his back was to me. And he had a staff in his hand, a walking stick. That's interesting. I'll tell you why in a bit. He had this most glorious walking stick. I think I met Adama today. I think I gave him a ride. Wow. Did I? Yeah. Wow. That's beautiful. Okay, so back to the story. He took the staff and he hit it once, and the wind that was like a gale force wind went and stopped. And there was a silence. It was so beautiful. And then he hit it again, and the wind started to pick up. Now he was taking control of the wind. He hit it a third time, and this light came in. It was everywhere. It came through him, through the staff, and it went down into the ground. It went over the valleys. It went up to the top of the peaks. Everyone was lighting up like beacons of light, and the whole valley was white light. It was so beautiful. So a week later, I did a painting of it, the best I could to describe. I shouldn't say that. I'm becoming a better painter. I'm learning as I go. But this painting kind of depicted what I saw. And then a week later, here I am. I'm back in Mount Shasta. Like, it was just amazing how it all came to be. So, day one yesterday. I had a lot of, in fact, I'm going to do another video. Day one. Stay tuned. I'll tell you all about day one.